Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? What is good? Welcome to my live stream, The Actual King Smith. This is a cryptocurrency video, and I'm going to cross my fingers here, hopefully get to this white paper today. Apologies for being a little bit late. I have one of the two members who is going to be on from the BACC Finance core team that is here to talk about the white paper, but the main person, if you will, Bach admin is running a little bit behind. We are working to get him into the live stream, but it was important for me to get started a little bit on time. Apologies for being 2 minutes late here on this AMA. All right, Bach admin is in. He just joined. But before I get to him and TheeRichy, there's a couple of announcements that I would like to make. Starting out with my own marketing. This is streaming across Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. All right. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, hit that like button for your boy. Help me out on the algorithms. That's the algorithm over here. So we are here to talk about Bach Finance, and I will be hosting this AMA. I have a collection of questions that were presented in the Bach Finance Discord channel, but I'm also going to afford the opportunity for you guys, the viewers, to come on the live stream and ask any questions related to the white paper that you might have as well. Okay. I had a small sneak peek at the white paper maybe just 15 minutes prior to coming on live. And for what it is, I'm happy. It addressed some things that I had some questions about because I, like you, am also a community member and investor of the Bach finance ecosystem as well. Okay. Now, one more announcement to make before we get started. I am humbled to announce that the Bach Finance core team members have asked that I come on to help with marketing for Bach Finance. Let's give me a clap for that one. I didn't even ask what they meant. I just said yes. Now, why did I say yes? Like I said, as everybody else that's out there that has looked into Bach Finance or is considering looking into Bach Finance, I liked what I saw so far, but I still had questions. Okay, there were still some things that I felt that they needed to address, and one by one, with the help of you guys, the community, the core dev team has been addressing some of those questions or concerns that people have had. Okay. So I'm hoping to lead the marketing effort to get things out there for what they have and for the ecosystem. All right. Let me go into the chat real quick and see what we have here. And then I'm going to introduce TheeRichy and Bach admin himself. We got Crypto Rays that says good things take time. Absolutely. All right. We got Michaela Kai Turner said, Aloha, Ape Yodis. Let's effing go. For that, I'm going to give a booga booga. Yeah, we got the sound effects going today. We got my man Ian in the building, Kingtown's Crypto, Jonathan Hicks, Felipe. I hope I said that right. Samard. All right. And I got asked if I can take off slow chat. You know what? I can take off slow chat because I wasn't sure how many people were going to come on live. And slow chat initially is good if you have a lot of people. But since we don't have a lot of people, I can take off slow chat. Give me a minute to do that. I'm going to do that when the Richie and Bach admin comes up. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce TheeRichy first. Let him talk about who he is to the community. And then Bach admin is going to come up, give his introduction, go into the white paper, and I'll be looking into the chat for questions. All right, TheeRichy, you are up, my man. What is up?
Everyone.
Tell the world who you are. But prior to doing that, is this your first doxed video AMA?
It is indeed, yeah. It's my first
Oh,
time, I guess, sort of showing my face to everyone. Yeah.
all right, all right. Well, give us a little bit of your background and what you are a part of for this team.
hmm So my background, in a sense, is I've always sort of worked in construction, but I studied architectural design as well for graphical. So I sort of worked in as well younger, done a little bit of tech stuff, consider myself a little bit of a nerd. So taught myself, self-taught pretty much everything when it comes to crypto. The last sort of 5 years of crypto, I've just sort of been basically more on the meme coin side of things, having fun. But now it's coming to the more serious investments, and that came across BACC Finance when it was in its sort of very early stage. Offered help, and here I am now progressing with the whole project and the community as a whole.
That's what's up. All right. Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate that. Now, give me 1 second here. I'm going to have to take everybody off the screen to be able to turn off the slow chat. So, 1 second, community. All right, I'm back. Slow mode is off. I apologize for that. Okay, now I'm going to bring in Bach Admin to introduce himself. Bach Admin will not be on video, and that is okay. I have seen the person. He is real. He is not somebody that is invented and lives out in the blockchain. I have spoken to this person and I can tell you this, the guy is really intelligent. I can gauge intelligence off of people from talking with him. And one of the things that have kept me around is chatting with him, hearing how he speaks, and knowing that the guy's a smart guy. So I trust him. I hope you guys will too, and I hope that this intro doesn't make them blush too hard, even though y'all won't be able to see it. So, Bach Admin, what is up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good, loud and clear. Tell us a little bit about yourself for the people out there watching.
Yeah, I'm basically a developer. I've been in this kind of field since 2017. I've like launched other projects in the past on like BSC, Solana, and worked with a lot of different teams. Also, launching from you know I think like for the last like year, I've been looking at different blockchains of launching like a pretty cool project where we can build a community of really like a lot of new people that are joining into DeFi and getting to understand like about NFTs, trading, and basically, you know, I wanted to kind of hone in all the skills that I've been able to acquire and attain and put it all into this project and kind of create something that was iconic and then grow it to have a lot of different values. So that's a little bit like my mindset in the whole project.
Rock on, man. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Now, I'm going to have a question for you real quick, and then I'll let you get into your talk about the white paper, Bach Admin. You made a choice of locations to list your white paper where you have it listed at, and I don't want to give out where it's at just yet, but where did you list the white paper and why did you choose there?
Are you talking about the Git book?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's. I think like with a white paper, things can always change. So that Git book it's a live document of like constant updates that where you know things take us. I think like we can't be like a rock. We have to be changeable and move to where where trends are going. So Yeah, I think right now, like we're building it up. You know, just to kind of like make an announcement here, you know, like we're looking at launching our own DEX versus you know, making our coin only tradable on MM Finance. I think a lot of different things that I've noticed is like you need to build things of your own, because you know the partners that you're going into, you know, like essentially like essential services, if you can't depend on them, you know, it can destroy the whole thing that you're trying to build, you know. And I think for us to build more value and to really build this thing as a serious club, but the whole approach was to bring in a lot of people at a very low price, you know, and build off a whole community from there. And I think for me, like a lot of like the pushback, you know, like Bored Ape, you know, there it's a derivative of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, you know, and you know, we seriously wanted to be able to get a Bored Ape Yacht Club for like 500,000 USD to you know, make something of our own, but like that's the essential, you know, like goal at the end of this. You know, we're gonna build out this DeFi as a service kind of thing where we have the bonds that are rolling right now. I don't know if people are enjoying their bonds, you know, but it's rolling and people are claiming every day. People are, you know, earning passive income, and I think that's just the beginning. You know, that's really the beginning of kind of creating this whole DeFi ecosystem and bringing a lot of people on. And I think crypto.com is the easy onboard to that field.
Okay. All right. We've got a comment in here that says, I love me, my bond, bro. And that is what I like to hear. Now, I too am somebody that have one bond. I have exactly one bond. I plan on going to buy another. Now, as far as the white paper go, talk to us a little bit about what is in the white paper and how you plan on making those changes as they come up.
So right now in the white paper, we're gonna launch our decks. I'm co-naming it the Armada, Armada, meaning like a large fleet, you know, like something large. So like I look at it like right now what our trajectory is, you know, being hosted on MM Finance or VVS or possibly ChronoSwap. But like I think like that we lose a lot of control and a lot of like um you know, just space and share, you know, for just our overall community. Because as we grow it, I think a lot of the things that are essential for us need to be created by us. So I've already launched our decks, you know, and it's live on the um, blockchain. I'm gonna slowly start setting up all the LP, because the challenge of launching your own decks essentially, right, versus like using MM Finance. MM Finance is already at $900 million of lock, like total value. So that's like liquidities be between like CRO to USD, CRO to Bitcoin, CRO to Ethereum. You know, all the stable coins that peg the other ones. So the challenge will be we have to start from scratch and essentially bring in the whole community and the whole protocol and plug it all in, right? And the cool thing is like Bach token is portable, so it's just a quick change of the router that we're pointed to right now, and you know, and we'll be essentially on our own decks. And I think slowly we'll build out the same type of ecosystem, because MM Finance, what they've done is not special, but they've done a lot better in marketing, right? They've, you know, first to market, and I think like what we can do is just build our own ecosystem as well, and then take our approach to it and try to elevate the competition, you know, and I think that's essentially my goals, you know, because and I think for people that are holding on to OG apes, you know, I think they're going to be very well pleased, Because this is essentially building our own DEX. I don't know how to explain that to you, how like the multitudes of rewards and earning, just essentially for our whole entire liquidity. I mean, you see it with MMF, and I think for me, like what I don't understand is for VVS, like why it's not the same response. But I think if you have very good managers and people that are very serious about the project, and a large community, and prove our effort and our word, I want, like I said, from the beginning, like we came out with the Bored Apes. People were like, okay, yeah, Bored Apes, it's not original. We're like, it's the intro, that's why we came out with the Coyotes. And the Coyote is completely original. I'm seeing the Coyotes are selling. It's still 20,000 total, but if you have a Bach Gen 1, you can claim one for free. Essentially just, building you value of your Gen 1 as well. And same thing with bonds. If you have a Gen 1 Bach, you can boost your bond for extra reward. I also want to clarify how like the bonds work a little bit, because I've seen it in the Discord chat.
Please do.
Yeah, like that, people are not like, there's still some missing parts on the dashboard that I'm going to integrate pretty soon. But boosts are not guaranteed to be 100% effective all the time, right? Because if it was always 100% effective, what if the price of Bach went to like $10, right? Would you expect to receive, whatever that amount would be forever on, right? So like what the machine learning algorithm that I built does is it basically looks at the price, trading volume, and decides what the boost effectiveness is, right? So it's like it could be 100%. So that means if your bond has 1,000 effective like boosts to it, right? But the effectiveness of it is only 50%. You will only receive 500. So I'm gonna create a simple tool on there so you can understand what the boost effectiveness is currently, because that's also live data. There's 8 different variables that govern how the bonds work and how those payments are coming out. And right now we're doing really good. Just like on quick stats, I have it up here as like, I think it's like 14 million Bach token has been like paid in. If you convert that to the value currently, that's about like $218,000. And the amount we've paid out is close to 4.2 million Bach paid out, which is close to 60 grand. That's just been distributed out to everyone that's claimed or boosted their bond. And also for the Bach Gen 1 NFTs that we essentially recoup back for people that wanted to boost. That we're close to 950 right now, and we've sold 100 of them, totaling about like 12,500 crow. That was used to buy more Bach to then reward more, and to keep the whole system going. And I think this is just the beginning. I think once we launch our DEX and we can be more modular and customizable, right? Because it's our own custom solution, in a way, we can really hone in all the value that we're gonna be building with the bonds, and slowly allow a lot of other people to also launch their own projects as well from the Bach pad. And that's another core element in the white paper as well that I want to kind of further elaborate on, because I think like to sign up like the next like 100 million people that are going to be on DeFi, there's going to be a lot of people that they're going to want to launch their own tokens, NFTs, and really get in the game as well, bringing their own value case to the whole thing, right? And I think like a lot of those people, the barrier of entry will be the coding and the actually building aspect part. So I want to come out with a custom solution where you can just kind of come in, connect your wallet, and if you want to launch your NFT or you want to launch your token, there's just like base templates of different tokens that you can decide from and essentially launch from our pad. and be on our router and build the liquidity there. And I think on the back end of it, we want to build a lot of like essential systems where it's almost impossible to be like rugged in a way, where there's like if they're the development team as part of it, there's a predetermined agreement, right? They're going to receive 10% of the token, and 90% of the token will go here, and the liquidity will be locked up, right? If the team wants to decide to start selling, that's their decision, right? But I think like we want to kind of create that where there's a lot of like protection, but you can't protect all the way 100%. It is DeFi. You have to trust the team that's behind these projects, and and if you trust them, it's a good thing or a bad thing depending on how it turns out. But yeah, I think in total, I think all these different elements as we grow, it's all going to feed into where the bond programs are essentially still rewardful. And I think our biggest competitor, like Cronodes, was a good example. Where I think I got into a whole argument in the Discord about like how does it make sense to stack all your rewards and still keep it sustainable, and I think like right now our track record is just rolling, and we're it's just about the test of time, and I think for us, like, we want to be out here in the next year and bonds are still paying pretty well, and and your bond values is appreciated, because I think the most critical thing I keep telling everyone, like, these bonds are NFTs. I've seen already 2 or 3 people sell it on CrowC to someone else, which is like,
nice.
It creates this, it takes like NFTs to another like level where like it has real like intrinsic liquidity, where the burden is to claim it every day, but if you claim it every day, there's money there, right? And you can sell it for Crow or USDC or whatever you want. And I think that's where gets me very excited, like what, we can take that and how far else can we go with it. And I think like even the mathematical concept of like selling all these bonds is pretty exciting as well, like, as our total supply is 100 million. 1% of it is burned, and it's more and more is getting burned every day from the Coyote mint. So I'm also looking at about like how, I think as bond goes through and we start marketing more, we start going out and really gaining more traction. I think it's going to be a pretty exciting year for bot finance, and I think like I've told everybody, I want this to be a club, and the club fee was $10, 25 Crow.
Yep. That is what attracted me initially, as I was learning about NFTs. I have a basic level knowledge of it, right? And I had heard of Bored Ape Yachts Club, but on the Ethereum side and with the explosion that had, it was just priced out for me. So I wasn't able to go over there and get one of that. But I said, you know what? I think it may have been Twitter where I just so happened to see Bored Ape Chronos Club and said, "Hey, that sounds like Bored Ape Yacht Club. Let me just jump in." Now, there were a couple of different things about that actually caused me to kind of give pause for a second. One, there wasn't a whole lot of information about the utility. There wasn't a white paper. The initial design of the website didn't have a lot of information there. Now, if you were to be somebody that went into Discord, you could find the information in Discord. But the reason why I brought up your choice of where you chose to put the white paper, and this is something that I want to bring up to the community, so I'm going to make myself bigger here. The future of IT and stuff is moving fast, and you have to be able to keep up. Okay. I understand that, people have heard of Twitter and things like that. Not a lot of people have heard of or used Discord. Okay, the information and stuff about this project is there, but it is my goal to try to help bridge that between people that, are used to the old way of doing things, right? Stuff that happened back in Web 2, trying to bridge that Web 2 to Web 3 futuristic, things, so that the information that the core team members and that the dev knows about can reach a more bigger audience. So that is my kind of personal goal when they ask me to come on board. Now, I want to bring one of the questions up from Discord, which I didn't announce this, but there's going to be 5 giveaways of the Croyotes. How do you pronounce it? What's the proper way of saying it?
I don't know. I think it's coyotes or coyotes.
Croyo, because I'm country. Let me tell you, I am from Alabama, born and raised. Currently don't live there now, but I will butcher a word up in a heartbeat. So I'm just gonna keep butchering it and saying it the way that I say it. But I wanted to give you the opportunity of saying it the right way. So the first question and winner of a Croyote, because I liked the question. Could you tell us a bit more about the bonds, which you did, but also you stated there are 8 different variable factors. Now that is in the white paper. Are you prepped to just give us a short, quick version of what those 8 factors are?
Yeah. So you have time. Um, there's also a tax factor. Actually, let me pull it up. Don't want to. Yeah, so you have the prices of the bond, the current bond coupon rate, which is like how much the bond is paying, the time to wait until the next claim, the coupon tax rate. So how much taxes you have to pay if you don't have a OG a Bach, uh, uh, and there's also the number of bonds that you can claim at once. Sometimes that can change. So there could be a day where you can only claim one at a time, or you can only claim 10 at a time or 20 at a time, to just like kind of like keep the flows and inflows like steady. Um, and then there's also the NFT bond boosting rate. So like, whenever you want to boost your bond, how much that the Bach Gen ones are, we're willing to essentially promise you for the rights to sell it on CrowC. And then there's the boost effectiveness. So that essentially means like what's the percentage of the boost that's currently in effect. And there's also the listing rate on CrowC, how much is going to get listed for. So sometimes you can see like a flurry of NFTs being listed on CrowC at different like prices. And I think at the end of the day, it's kind of building like that ladder effect, and then we can reuse those funds as they're bought back, because you can essentially buy back those NFT, then come back and boost the same bond, right? But you would essentially just be putting more and more funds into the whole system. But imagine as we grow, a lot of because right now, like I look at CrowC, we have close to like 2,106 NFTs listed for sale. So that's almost like 21% of the whole entire supply, plus the 1,300 unique holders that we have. So if you add that together, that's almost like, like 40 something percent already. So there's probably like 2 times more people holding than what's for sale. So I think as like we grow and we grow our holders, if we can at least maybe double, I can easily see like the floor price getting to like 150 or 300, just by the pure like math of it. And I think the bond boost, that was the biggest part of like creating that aspect of like how do you take something that's like a $10 NFT and make it be worth maybe in the future to like $1,000 NFT, and it makes a lot of sense why it should be worth that much, based on the liquidity that we currently hold. But yeah, but these variables change all the time. It's based on a machine learning algorithm that I created, and it's looking at how much being traded, the total amount of bonds that are being created. Then it also decides what the price should be, and then it looks at the literally how many people are claiming every day. If is it higher than it was before, or is it lower? You know, it being lower benefits us because then there's a lot less people claiming, so we have more time to sell more bonds or recoup more on the trading from like the NFTs on the secondary. So it's like all these factors and values get all kind of put in, and then it's basically learning what the best trade is. So sometimes like it has like kind of like different cases, right, where like we want more Gen 1 NFTs being listed, right, and we want to make more money to then buy more Bach to resupply our Bach supply. So then maybe it then increases the boost rate, then it causes a lot more people to boost their NFT. Then we make more sales from those NFTs. Then we buy more Bach to then replenish like the level that we're at. And right now we're at a very healthy level to like last for a very long time. But now you just have to kind of watch how our liquidity is growing and watch where uh, our price of our token is. And I think as we keep building it out, it's going to be pretty nice because what the bonds essentially created is that a lot of the tokens that were in people's hands, they essentially gave it to us for the reward rate of receiving that back in the future. What you essentially do to like a government, if you understand what like bonds are like to like municipal cities or like the Federal Reserve or central banks or whatever, you can loan them your money for whatever rate that you can. Same thing with companies as well. So I think it's like if you place that bond or that trust in us, and you essentially, because I know some people, I'm already looking at the stats. Some people kind of opted into boosting their bond, and I know a lot of people are already right now just in our like, I think ninth day of launching the bonds. Like some people are already making their money back and buying another bond.
That's
That
what I
could be.
plan on doing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole fact. I think, but we just need to keep control and make sure it's sustainable and like it's not doesn't get out of whack. And it's imagine like something going down and it comes back up and it goes down and comes back up. If it gets in the wave of when it should be down, it's down, and when it should be up, it's up. And I think same thing, like with our priorities launch, that has allowed us to receive a lot more Bach. And I think we want to keep developing the different NFTs that come onto our platform, and really curate different artists and people from our community. I don't want to reveal too much, but we are thinking about a Bach female like NFT launch collection. Where there could be like some breedability between the Bach Gen ones with a female, and a possible family. But yeah, so it's like I think like as we develop and keep going, you know, I I think it's amazing with the whole community that we have here, and being able to persevere throughout all the FUD, and placing a lot of faith and trust in me and the whole team. And I think for us, like it's serious for us, and I think a lot of people see it.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. I have a question from Discord as well. And then after you answer this question, I'm going to drop a link down in the chat. If anybody out there wants to come on to ask a question, all I ask is that you keep the question brief so that we can allow for other community members and future community Bach Finance members to be able to answer their question if it hasn't been covered as well. So question from Discord from Shilly. I'm not aware of this, so this is why I picked this one. How is the audit coming along? Can you talk about the audit if there is one?
Yeah, so the currently right now we're gonna do a one shot where we're gonna audit our decks that we're gonna launch our token, and we're gonna go for Certic, essentially what Finance did. We've been quoted right now currently at 22K. We sold recently to make this possible. So you saw like a little dip, but I think that was an investment that we decided to take on. So yeah, I mean that's essentially it. I think we want to go for the big dog, Certic, and get Bach Finance on there, and get the name recognition and kind of build the trust and I think the name of the game is like once we launch what we're gonna launch, just like you see on VVS when you stake, and just like you see on MMF when you stake, the name of the game is like the rates and the percentages of what can be returned. And if you have the best and the most sustainable, I think in the long run you're gonna attract the most amount of liquidity to be locked in to your decks. So that's our goal. Yeah.
I am almost hesitant to ask a follow-up question to that, but is there a timetable? It's almost a bad thing to kind of put a timetable, but it's also a good thing to at least generate excitement and you know, give people an idea of what to look forward to. Do you have a timetable for the release of the decks?
Yeah, so for the release of the decks, I think we want to like slowly start it off. We don't want to completely take away liquidity from but I think we've already launched the deck, so like it's already live. It has like some liquidity set up already. I just haven't released like the all the contract addresses yet. But once I set up a lot of the different liquidity, and like imagine liquidity with BTC, liquidity with ETH, liquidity with Doge, all these liquidity will have to get set up because when you launch a DEX, it literally has like nothing. So once we start up all these prices, we'll then need to run like a server that essentially keeps track of what the real prices are and make sure that our liquidity pairs are not all the way out and too different from like just what currently tradable prices are elsewhere. So we keep our rates pretty like good and competitive. So I think a lot of it is setting it up slowly, and after that, it's also I think at that point we want to also apply to Coin Market Cap. I think even Coin Market Cap has been a hoop of trying to get listed on there. I know some people, they pay like third party people like 12K to get on there quickly, but it's like a wild west type of world out there, like getting on there really fast. I know Richie, you applied to CoinMarketCap recently, and they kind of gave you some kind of like general message about something. So I think all these things take time, but I think like maybe with a Certic audit and launching our own decks, and then kind of going on like a partnership spree. We're looking at actually doing like airdrops for different projects. So like I've been recently talking to like Curl Frogs community, and I've been talking to their dev, and they're interested in like giving up some of their like liquidity to do something with our like utility staking thing that we're gonna release pretty soon. But I was thinking about if you're holding like a different NFT, you can like claim just free Bach token, just so we can kind of like raise the amount of like addresses that are holding onto our token, so we can kind of achieve some of the base things. But it's like free tokens, it's not a lot, but it's like maybe it's just like Coinbase. You just watch a video, you get like $5 worth of tokens or something. So we're looking at like doing that, and that I think that's a cross promotion, cross marketing to get more of the word out about Bach finance and like the bonds and passive income. So I think it all takes a lot of like work, and that's why I really appreciate like your channel. You're making review videos and channels and looking at like how to actually use it. A lot of people, it's a lot of like kind of like troubleshooting like DeFi wallet app and using Bach finance and glitches, and so I'm trying to like on my daily tasks solve a lot of it. Recently we had the daylight savings time thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully,
As soon as that happened, I was like, wait, hold up. Why am I not able to claim? But then I was able to kind of put a common sense approach to wait. We just had daylight savings time. That could be the problem. Let's wait an hour and see if I'm able to claim. And boom.
That's some like Y2K bug right there.
Now, I have to put you to task. My original question was when DEX? Are we looking Q2, Q3? You never really answered as far as the time. So I'm gonna bring that back.
I think for us like speed is a priority. We want to keep everybody still excited and keep everybody still engaged. So we're looking at this like like no more than 3 to 6 weeks, and being fully like engaged and seeing where our liquidity can grow. Like one of the biggest thing I think I did well on for the project, when we launched our first initial Gen 1, it was for 25 Pro for 10,000. We still have the full 250,000 Pro in the wallet, without anything being spent. So I think like a lot of that can help us bootstrap our DEX and really get out there and really make a lot of the different liquidities between because that's essentially the setup. Once you have that setup, you have like sort of like that green light from Certic, or if Certic takes too long, we can always go with Solidity Finance or some other mid-tier audits. But yeah, I think that's our plan. I mean, as far as security, you have to understand like these like a router is essentially like a Uniswap clone or a Pancake Swap clone. So they've already been audited before. All we've essentially did is just like white label it to Bach Finance, and essentially what we're going to do is create a lot of other contracts that are working around it to integrate all our NFTs and staking and farming and fun little like next gen features that I want to release. But it's gonna be speedy, but it's still gonna involve a lot of security as well. But a lot of it's not like we're not really breaking grounds here, and I think that's like the biggest thing that like I hate about what we did when we dealt with Finance. When we initially launched, we had our token on Finance whitelisted, and then out of nowhere they took it down. And I think that's like the control aspect piece that I really don't like about like being in DeFi, and it's kind of like Finance is like another Facebook or Google, and I told them I feel like when they took our logo down, it kind of put us in that same category as the other people that rugged, and it flooded our own project, even though that we didn't rug and we stayed in constant communication. And then the worst thing about it all is like our Savannah, where you can stake MMF, where we basically gave up 60K worth of liquidity, was still being on there. So it's like I think like it pushed me down. Like, wow, maybe I need to launch my own DEX and launch our own NFT marketplace, because even with Crow C, you never know. And I think like with everything is we have to be modular and build our own like bricks and build our own house and build value within each other. I tell like the whole admin team, like, look, like it's like 10 of us here. If we all delegate different ideas and build them out and build out the whole team with all the funds that we have, we can build the next $1 billion DeFi thing right here, right where we're at. And I think that's the exciting part about it, because like, I look at it like, oh, people are like, oh, this is a rug, and I'm like, like, what is there to really rug here, like versus like building like real value where we can all walk away, financially well, and we built different things that are helping people from wherever, because it's like anyone from anywhere could buy a bond if they're connected to Crow and DeFi. So and then I think we also want to aid that aspect of it too, so like we have a lot of different things that we're looking to build to like bridge different people in.
Okay, I love that you give a lot of information, but I'm gonna have to work on your brevity. uh, while we wait to see if there's anybody else coming in via voice, I have one other question that was asked by the Crypto Hunter. He said, "Is there any other dev in the team, or is it only Bach admin?" I didn't know the answer to this, so I wanted to ask this one as well.
Yeah, it's only me. I'm also the designer as well. So like I like the original art pieces with all the shields and everything. I designed it and like made the whole collection, including coyotes as well. So it's like I'm pretty like, I don't know. I've since like I was a kid, I've always like messed with computers and like Photoshop and all that stuff. So it's not like I could probably do like do things pretty fast. It's not always the best quality sometimes, but it's like it's functional, and it's fun to like kind of like experiment. But I think eventually I want to hire on like more devs and bring on people that are like trusted and that can handle that type of like pressure and responsibility, because that's the biggest part about like bringing on people, like it's making sure that you can trust them and they're just not gonna kind of like run off with like whatever you're kind of creating, and then and, I don't know, just kind of mess everything up.
All right. Let's see. So we haven't had any joiners yet, but I did start some questions here. So I'm going to run through these questions here. Question from Luis B. So this isn't related to the white paper. I think we've covered some of the white paper stuff here. There's going to be some, I'm not going to call them surprises, but some information here that was kind of new to me that I'd rather leave for the people to put their eyes on. But before I actually ask this question, what time is the white paper going to be released? March 15th.
We're gonna release it at 5 p.m. UTC. We're gonna make like an announcement to it. There's gonna be a lot more to it and more like designing. So I think, like I said, it's gonna be on Gitbook. It's gonna kind of live as our doc place with updates, and different admins can also change different pages. And the biggest thing is like I don't want it to be completely printed out where we're stuck to what we're saying. I think we want to expand different projects as we see different opportunities like present itself. Because I think even with Finance, that was just an opportunity presenting itself, where it makes more sense to actually, launch this product out. So I think we're excited, and we're seeing our progression pay off, and just kind of like the perseverance of just continually every day pushing the project. Yeah.
All right. So I've got a couple of questions here. They're not directly related to the white paper, although some might be, but I'm going to get through these questions here if you've got about 10 more minutes.
Mhm.
Okay. So first question is from Luis B from YouTube. Any plans for Gen 2 apes and or breeding? Actually, he covered that. There are some plans in the works. He don't want to talk about it too much because part of how to stay competitive is you don't want to put all of the information out there for other people to kind of copy. But he did say it earlier, and you might have asked a question. I think I start this right as he brought that up. Is there anything that you want to add to that, Bach Finance?
Yeah, only one thing is like, imagine like Bach females in a Bach family.
All right. Let's see. We have one here from Andreas Heller said, "My bond isn't paying the boost amount, it just pays the base amount. When will this be fixed?" Is that an issue currently out there that you've seen or other people have brought up?
Yeah, so it's not an issue. Like it just means that the current boost effectiveness is like low. Like
Okay.
I saw in the morning, the boost effectiveness was a little bit higher, but sometimes it could be low. Just because boost is not guaranteed. To always pay out at 100%. So like imagine your boost is 1,000. If the boost effectiveness is 0, then you receive no boost for that day. If the boost effectiveness is 50%, then you receive 500. If it's 1%, you receive 1%, so on. So if it's from a 0 to 100 scale, and that's the only way to keep things like this sustainable, where it could legitimately be a good investment vehicle, where anytime that you just need some cash, you just collect, or if you have like maybe 10 or 20 of them, you collect, and it's cash, and you can sell for Crow or USDC.
I have a follow up question that kind of ties to that. So in the white paper, it lists those 8 different variable factors, and you talked about the bond boost effectiveness percentage. Are we going to be able to see the analytics in kind of like a dashboard or something to know what those factors are at, like at a given snapshot?
Yes, yeah. I'm building that out right now. I'm probably gonna release like a soft little update tonight to show like what because there's kind of like three different things that needs to be displayed, like the current reward rate, like the base reward rate, and then for each little bonds, I think people wanted to see what their the boosted amount is, like the extra boost amount, and maybe build out like uh, like a claim page where when you claim, it kind of gives you like a pre-estimate of what your current payout looks like. So yeah, I'm probably gonna release like little different things, because I just have to keep pace with all the different things that we need to also keep schedule on. But yeah, definitely. It changes every day, every minute, every second, maybe sometimes. So it's just running. And I think as like we develop, it's gonna get smarter and faster, and be able to like kind of like granularly figure out what's the best like rates and prices at second or minutes.
That makes me happy. For that, I'm going to give a ooga booga. I'm gonna give a ooga booga. All right, let's see. I've got 4 more questions that I start here, and I still need to give away 2 more Croyotes. We got Andrew Gales. Will you be paying for marketing ads and banners on websites like KuCoin ads for BSC?
Yeah, so actually this is another like venture like early on, when if you were like kind of like and before like the whole like blow up, but we launched a site called Crow Rarity, where we're like currently right now we've indexed like close to like 30 or 40 different other projects, and we eventually want to kind of create Crow Rarity to be like a Google of like all these Chronos projects, where you see all these different analytics and rarity things, and we wanted to use that as a way to generate revenue, by gaining other projects to come on our platform, to like maybe be on our calendar, or have a speedier indexing on Crow Rarities. We already have a deal with Crow C to index like all their NFTs that's on their marketplace, and show ranking. So that already has like, produced revenue for us already. And I think eventually, like, the different services as well, like we're looking at, like, we kind of want to create this conglomerate infrastructure that's like going back to buying even more Bach to keep the bond program going even further. And I think that's like the one thing that's going to differentiate us from like the competitors, because we're going to be so well integrated with the different tools that we're able to develop and produce. And I think as we kind of go further in the future, like I truly have like big goals of like, launching a lot of different tools. And I think a big part of that is going to be kind of creating this huge community that's we're all tight knit and we all understand what the goal is, and what's important. And I think I tell a lot of people like, like, dude, if you bought an NFT for like $10, like, does it make sense to like list it for $11? Like, like if everybody just like gets together and like, okay, I'm not gonna list these NFTs for what I bought it for, then now out of nowhere the floor price is $100, and you just hold strong there, and there's going to be someone that comes in and they want to, buy in. And I think a lot of that is like, you don't need a lot of marketing, because we're going to still push marketing, right? Back to his original question. But at the same time, you have to be careful, because I've had the privilege of having a lot of experience, launching different crypto projects, being part of different crypto projects. And the biggest fault, I think, like, in the dev space or the marketing space, there's always like a joke, like the biggest winner in the crypto community is like the marketers, because you're essentially getting money just for marketing, right? But sometimes like that marketing can be fruitless, where you're spending like thousands of dollars a week, or and no one is engaging, versus like, I like my strategy with YouTube. I like to look at a lot of the micro influencers, the accounts that are like, less than 10,000 subscribers, because they have a lot of like more engaged fans and more engaged users, and versus going for like 100K or 1 million subscriber, where they're gonna ask for like 10,000 or 20,000, or doing like KuCoin ads, where it's like per day you're running like 6,000 to compete with other flyers that are trying to run. So like, we want to be smart about how we market, and be more very like targeted, because we know that Chronos itself is a niche community, right? Like there's only 500,000 current addresses, that are onboarded on Chronos. So it's like, for us to go to like an influencer that has like 200,000 subscribers, it makes really no sense, versus going to like a niche channel that's like talking about Chronos already. And so that's like a little bit of our marketing plan of getting out there, and just building trust over time, of being like this testable project that's been out, well before 2021, and showing our work between that. So I think that's the best way to answer that question.
All right. To everybody that won a Coyote, by the way, that is number 4, I want to say. So I have one more to give out. Reach out to me on Twitter. That's one of the easiest ways, at the actual King Smith. Send me a DM and a screenshot of your profile so that I can prove that it's you. And I'll work with you to get your Coyote to you. All right. Let's see. I got a few more questions, and brevity is the name of the game. Try to give great information, but keep it brief so that I can get through them here, Bachcat, man. Lyle Ellis has asked a couple. Let me cover this one here. Where are the burned tokens going? There's been nothing added to the dead wallets since the initial 1 million token burn during launch. Is that true? And if so, can you speak on that for a second?
Yeah, so like the tokens right now, they're going to like on the Coyotes mint, they're going to, I think, the wallet that has about 2 million tokens on there. So recently, like we sold some tokens to gain a little bit more funds to like pay for like the Certic audit, and kind of gain some more marketing funds. So we're gonna have to do that manually like we did last time. And part of that is like that full 2 million came from like just the loan from the priority myth. So that bought back a lot of liquidity back to the team, and we can, you know, be strategic about how we use those funds to you know, push the whole project.
All right. Let's see. L Dog asked the following: what about OG rewards? I don't know what
Yeah.
he
So
meant by that, but let's see if you can kind of cover that.
yeah, I understand essentially. So like right now for the dashboard Bach Finance, we're kind of like in our early phase. There's going to be another like push in the future. You know, not the far distant future, but essentially, you know, if you're holding those OG golden apes, you're gonna see a different type of website versus everybody else, where it's gonna be a private pool. Uh, you know, where essentially, you know, you're privy to some of the rewards that the whole protocol is like generating. But it's still going to be in a sustainable manner where it's not like crazy rewards, but it's well worth it to come and, you know, claim those tokens essentially.
All right. Let's see. We got two more here, Bach admin, and then we're going to close out the AMA. This is one that I wanted to ask because I'm not sure if it's an ongoing thing or why everybody's talking about it. But the Easter egg. Lyle Ellis asked, "Where's the Easter egg?" I know I tried to look for it. I couldn't find anything. I went through Discord because I was like, man, I'm trying to win some stuff myself. Are there any hints as to
Yeah,
the Easter egg that you're willing to give out there, good sir?
I can give you a hint, right? So like it's something on the website you have to uncover, and once you uncover it, you're gonna approve a transaction. So you have to have your wallet connected, and the prize is gonna be a 1 out of 1 Easter egg NFT and 100,000 Bach token. If no one can find it, I'm gonna announce it on Easter Day on the April 17th. What the Easter egg was. So it's you know, have a nice hunt. It's there. No one has found it yet. But you know,
Hey, all I know is this. I didn't realize exactly what it was fully because I had saw some information about it, but I've been, just like everybody else, man, I've been real busy. But now that I kind of understand what it is, and you kind of gave that hint, game on to everybody out there. I'm gonna zoom in on me. Good luck beating me to it because I'm about to go hardcore and trying to find out what this Easter egg is all about. That's huge. That is huge. The Crypto Hunter said that he can't DM me on Twitter because we need to add each other. Put your Twitter name down here in the chat or send me an email address at the actual kingsmith at gmail.com. As y'all can see, I like to stay on brand over here. All right. We have one more Crow Yote to give away, but I'm going to swing it over here to TheeRichy. He had a couple of things that he talked about earlier regarding giveaways or whatnot, and I like for you to bring up that stuff because you brought up some interesting giveaways that I was like, holy shit, I wasn't fully I saw some stuff, but I wasn't fully aware of it. So talk about some of the things that you're looking to do and give away to the community and kind of what those plans are.
hmm So to roll back firstly before I sort of announce this main giveaway that we're going to be pushing out first, to roll back to just to inform everybody about the CMC situation. So everything regarding the coin market cap listing is all positive. They're loving the fact that the new website, the transparency the team is showing, and the energy the community have been given all round. So the next sort of steps that they want at least for criteria to be met to be happy for a listing would be volume. That's literally it. So our future things down the line will be sort of related down to, let's get the volume up, let's implement things that can get the volume up, and before you know it, we'll get CMC listed. But to focus right now on what we're orchestrating a giveaway for, I'll just give you a hint of we got one very big prize. It's going to be correlating to the mint of the Yotes, and you'll be looking at first prize being that of a PS5.
All right, PS5. Let's give a slow clap for that one. I am a gamer and I have an Xbox Series X, but I wouldn't mind being in the running for a PS5. Are you able to go over the details of how to be
So,
somebody that's in the running
in
for
the
that?
sense of yeah, so in the sense of just sort of basic how we sort of want to run it is basically being entry easily accessible for everyone in the community. You don't need to be super into crypto. It's quite simply a raffle. An entry could be just the mint of priority, just so we can get that mint done as well. You know, we want to be able to get that mint done. They're great little bits of art. So what better way than entice people with what everyone sort of wants right now? But it's a great way. I know if I wasn't part of the team, I'd be minting the hell to get as many opportunities as I can to enter. And so yeah, when we announce, it will be as simply as connect your wallet. If not, make a wallet, mint a yote, and you're entered. Obviously, join the Discord as well. That'll be a part of the tie-in as well, just so we know we keep track of everyone that has partaked in this.
Okay, hey, sounds good. I know that I am going to I was asked if I was able to show a step-by-step process for somebody that's new on how to create a wallet and or mint a Croyo. So community, be on the lookout for that. That may not be in a live stream because that's more of a long form version. So what I'm considering of doing is creating a short form step by step on what is needed to create a wallet and then to connect to BACC Finance and mint a Coyote so that you've got your chance, like me, to be entered for that PS5. All right, that's dope. And we have a super chat. So let me make sure that I acknowledge this person. This is 2CAD. That's Australian dollars, maybe. I don't know foreign currency like that. But he asked, or he or she, buy high, sell low. Does the Easter egg work on the DeFi app or desktop? That's an excellent question. You get the last Croyo because that was an excellent question. So buy high, sell low on YouTube. Reach out to me via Twitter or email. Bach Admin, that question is for you, good sir.
Yeah, I would say most likely if you had a mouse, it would probably be easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like how he emphasized that if you had a mouse, it might be easier. Buy low, sell high. Thank you for that question. That was a fantastic question. Be sure to reach out to me so that we can send you your Croyote. I've said it 5 different ways every time that I've said it. Let's see. I have one other question, and only because I captured this in Discord, and the person came back and wrote it on here as well. So, Flying Hawaiian. I don't know if this is the same person, but this will be the final question for the evening. I'd like to hear more about the Cipher system, the upcoming exchange listing, and of course the NFT staking and the royalties. I hope I'm not straying too far from the white paper topic. How about if you're able to, Bach Admin, just cover the Cipher system and for the upcoming things, because they asked me to be a part of the marketing for here, I'm going to have regularly scheduled stuff that's going to cover the same questions that the community have. When I figure out my battle rhythm and plan, I'll be coming on hosting AMAs myself, or just have a regular cadence on giving updates that they're going to be talking about. So stuff like the upcoming exchange listings, the NFT staking and royalties, we are going to be creating a plan to talk about those. But for now, Bach Admin, can you talk about the Cipher system and what that is? That's new to me, so I don't know where this person
I've,
heard.
I've never heard of the Cypress system. I don't know if you can elaborate on that. Maybe that's something that's been pitched or
The
brainstormed?
Cypress, yeah. So the Cypress system was early implementation from when we first sort of were pitching the whole. When we're talking idea-wise, we're talking future down the line. So when we got roadmap, you're looking well down the line of the roadmap. You're looking into
Okay,
the
yes,
metaverse side
yes,
of
that's
things.
right.
So that was is all enticed. So the bottom line is, as you know, we're expanding into having everything corely back. So an idea is one day of it being we had our own place of storing, trading, selling NFTs. So the starting name of it was the Cypress system. How we ever go about it, in a sense, it might differ, a different name, but at the time it was called the Cypress system.
Okay, all right. Thanks for covering that, the Richie. All right, so that is our first, or my first, Bach Finance AMA. Like I said, there's more things to come, especially with them bringing me on for marketing. So I announced that today. I was happy to say yes for that, and we've got some things in the work. Elliot S actually just came out and said, I think I found the Easter egg. BS. If you did, we gonna fight. All right. So I'm going to kick it back over to the Richie and Bach Admin for final words here. Bach Admin, keep it brief. The Richie, I'm going to start with you. Do you have anything else that you want to close out with for the community?
I just want to thank everyone for obviously, as it's probably been my most favorite line of since I've started working for Bach is thank you everyone for your patience. Patience is a virtue, patience pays, and you trusted us and we're growing ever further with every day. So I thank all of you. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. So thank you everyone.
Rock on. Bach Admin, my man, you've got the floor.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you know, the journey has just started. You know, we're looking to uh, keep paving this road that we're on, and I think this is just the start. And I think it's going to take everyone. Like everyone matters in the community. So I think like if you're inspiring to launch your own NFT, your own token, and you want that box support, and you know you're looking to be part of of a of a whole community, and I think that's what like my intention of building it out, where we're all like we all started from like a $10 NFT, and then we're a big club now, and the club is limited to like that 10,000 capacity. So I think that that's going to be exciting as we grow, and really thank you for hosting this AMA with us. It means a lot.
All right. I appreciate that. Well, the Richie, Bach Admin, thank you for trusting me to come on to my live stream and discuss the white paper. As a reminder, tomorrow the white paper is looking to be released at 5 p.m. UTC. You can go online to convert whatever that means for whatever your local time is. Thank you guys for joining. And to everybody else that I said want a Croyote, don't forget to reach out to me either via Twitter or by email. Those will probably be the two easiest ways. If you can't reach me through Twitter, add me. All right. I will follow you right back. If for some reason we still can't connect, shoot me an email at the actual Kingsmith at gmail.com. I am for the kickback admin out. Adios. The Richie, I am kicking you out as well.
Thank,
Deuces. Hey, I had fun. I hope y'all did too. I learned a little bit more information as well about BACC Finance. I've had a sneak peek at the white paper just before we went live. Some of the stuff that I was hoping that was covered isn't on there yet, but the vision and the values is there. The information about the DEX is there. The 8 variable factors for the bonds is there. But as he said, it's a living document that they're looking to get updated from time to time. One of my goals, as long as they allow me, would be to help kind of shape that marketing direction to convert the things from very high level, down to what the everyday person can use, the everyday community people can use, so that they can make a decision on if they want to be a part of the Bored Ape Chronos Club community as well. Ooga booga. All right. So, to everybody that asked a question, thank you. If I did not get to your question, apologies. This actually went over than what I wanted it to, but for me, that's fine. The information was there. I can see how many people are watching the live stream, and the engagement was there. So, thank you guys for joining. Stay tuned on my live stream as I put together the plan here on how to market BACC Finance and get this out there for the community, to the super chatter as well. Thank you, because you definitely did not have to do that, but I appreciate it. All right. I have a concert to get to, so I am out, everybody. Have a great evening. Peace.